So, any quick thoughts here about the Starry Night painting? Yeah, there's another really famous one with all the swirls and so on. But yeah, he was quite drawn to the night in the south. So one of the things that we don't see it so much in this one, it looks like kind of a calm day. But in the south of France, some of you know this. There's a wind that's quite famous that we call the Mistral. There's a wind that blows very strong in the winter, and some people have, or the friend of a friend that lives down there, that she's like, I can't take it. It's like, I mean, she like goes crazy with it. The wind is so strong. And Van Gogh will make many paintings that deal with the Mistral, where he has the Lombardy pines that are swaying, and these very tall pines that come up, and so those appear in some of the other Starry Night that's very famous. But what do we make of this one, right? So it's a nighttime picture. We get to that. What's your feeling of this painting? There's something kind of interesting about his nighttime paintings that it's maybe a little different from the others, from the portraits or the daytime things. When you see this, do you kind of want to be there at this scene, or you're like, oh, whatever, no big deal?
It's like very comforting, like because of the lights and,
Right.
and all the. It doesn't make a night scary. Like,
No, it doesn't.
It's really like warm and pretty, and whenever someone looks at it, you're like, wow, okay, I want to see it in real.
Exactly. Yeah, it really is inviting, right? The colors, the combination of the colors, I don't know if I'd quite say that it has a romantic feel to it, but it feels inviting. It feels like, oh, this is kind of amazing, right? Look at these colors, the combinations there. And notice again that he's playing off of these color contrasts, right? You've got the yellow that's in all the stars and in the reflections, and then around it you have these colors that push towards purple, right? So that there's this kind of sort of intensity that happens there. And so you have this body of water. Well, is it a bay? Is it a river? We're not quite sure, but it's a fairly large one. Some sort of community, little small city across the way. So it's nighttime, but there are these lights, right? They're kind of inviting in a way, right? Oh, these are little harbors of peace. We can go and hang out with people. There's sort of a suggestion. And then, of course, we have the people that we see in the foreground, right? Who, not so different from what we saw with for example, Monet with his Gare Saint-Lazare, right? With the two, 3 people that are on the side of near the trains. We can't really make out anything specific about these people. They're just a couple adults, presumably, that are there, right? They give us some sort of human presence. What's maybe interesting about these figures is they're looking back to Van Gogh, right? They're not posing per se, but there's a way in which they're kind of looking out at us, and so that's a little bit. So one of the things that strikes me about a lot of these Van Gogh nighttime paintings is that, as Patricia has said, there's sort of a glow and something kind of amazing about this space. And the very famous Starry Night with all the swirling sky, you kind of sense him up on the hill looking down over this town, seeing this amazing sky, and he's like, it's unbelievable. This is just unbelievable. All the stuff, how big the universe is, how beautiful it is. There's a kind of sense of awesomeness that he's presenting. And that one, I feel anyway, very strongly in many of his nighttime pictures, that he's kind of looking at it. It's amazing that we're here right now. So there's this kind of wonderful childlike quality to his appreciation of the stuff that he sees. There's this kind of connection, this intense connection that he has, that I think he captures really beautifully in his nighttime picture.